Hey everyone, making another video on my oil catch can. So I guess you could call this part 2. I still have my other video up on YouTube that you could check out on my trick oil catch can. But I'm making this video because I find that it's not so trick. To see what I did before, you just check out my other video. But I suggest to not use that setup, and I'll tell you why. The main reason was that catch can came with this little adapter that replaced your dipstick, and the oil catch can had a hole on the bottom, and that had a tube, and that connected to this adapter. So the idea was that oil that collected in the catch can was supposed to return to that adapter right here, back into your crankcase. And I stopped using it because one time I was riding around on my scooter and I noticed like a pressure sound, like sort of like an air hose shooting. And I pulled over one day and I looked over here to see what was going on. And because the tube that it came with was clear, I could see the oil sort of coming out. So I revved it a little, and the oil came up about an inch or inch and a half, and I noticed it was like a foamy white. So that led me to believe that the oil was all foaming up, and that's what was causing that pressure noise. And foaming of the oil is not good, because when it foams up, the oil pump can't shoot it to all the places the oil needs to be to protect the engine, and that's why oil is not supposed to foam. And I think it was foaming up on using this system because the pressure coming out of the crankcase tube was shooting in through here, and that pressure shooting in was causing that oil over here to foam up. And so since the oil pump is sort of like really close to this part, that was really affecting how the oil was being able to shoot all the oil up to the engine and protect all the vital components. So I took that off immediately, and so I run without it. So my catch can now, I just have the vent tube coming out connected to this PCV valve, and this PCV valve is sort of a source of contention for people because a lot of people say I don't need it. Well, I like using it because experimenting with this setup, I took it off one day to ride it around to see how it does without it, and my scooter was bogging down at full throttle without this, believe it or not. So I came back home and I attached this on, and it wasn't bogging. And maybe that's just the way I have it tuned up, but I find that this PCV valve helps a lot. And it goes into my catch can, and the output of the catch can, this tube used to go back into my intake tube, into a barb I put. But since then I removed it. This tube just goes right here and vents out of these tubes, and it goes directly to the atmosphere, and I covered up the barb with some tape. And I did that because I felt this air coming out of the valve cover vent is a little hot, and having it return to the intake, it was warming up my intake charge, and doing that reduces power, and so that's why I took it off. Okay, so in my first video, trick oil catch can, I suggest do not use that setup at all, because I feel that your engine will probably blow up or get damaged really bad if that oil keeps foaming up and the oil is not getting to where it needs to be. Okay, thank you for watching this video.